guys, and welcome to the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. after show here on the stream.tv. I am your host, CuriousJoi, because Anastasia is off doing some secret S.H.I.E.L.D. mission that Coulson sent her off to. But I have my fellow co-hosts here, agents here. We have Mark, who you probably already know.
From first season.
Yes, and Bryan, the typical,
Hey, agents. Thank you for calling us agents. I feel like we got that pay.
Though we all have Hydra cups. Not
yeah, I know, but we all decided to drink the Hydra Kool-Aid.
But I know, seriously, it's blood orange as well. But I'm still kind of speechless for the last, 10 minutes of this episode. But we're not going to talk about that first. I just want you guys to know that we will talk about it eventually. But no, we're going to talk about how Lash's MO is finally known to the people that watch the TV show.
Well, they give us his MO, but they also finally give us his name. Yes. They finally come out and say, we have Dwight Fry say Lash. We finally get acknowledgement that even though he looks like a demented Sonic the Hedgehog, we finally get him called Lash. And then his MO, which is pretty close to what he is in the comics.
Very close to the comics. And he was just like, I'm here for a reason. I need these people, dead or alive. But we also...
He hasn't said that yet.
I mean, if I was Lash, I would say that he would either be dead or alive, which someone does stay alive. Obviously, Daisy.
Daisy does.
But it's just like, what are your guys' thoughts about just Lash's whole thing this episode? Like, what...
I love what everybody keeps saying what he looks like. And I'm like, well, he also looks like Predator.
He does, a little bit.
He's Predator, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Accurate.
Yeah. No, it's it really is spot on to what he does in the comics. He is deeming whether an Inhuman is worthy or not. And for the most part, we only have seen that he doesn't think most are worthy because he's killing them all.
Yeah, basically.
But we get that moment with Daisy at the end, and clearly she's worthy.
Yeah, he sort of looked at her and he's like, yeah, all right, I got this. And then he changes because he's out. He just at first I thought he was hurt. I was like, why is he limping?
It looked like he was limping.
Who
totally.
Did Daisy take him out like that crazy? I'm like, no.
Somebody's laser finger got him?
I don't know. But yeah, he definitely was not injured. He turned.
No. It's part of the morphing process.
I seriously thought he had a backache. I have a backache now, so I'm like, oh, I feel your pain, Lash.
His human identity is actually a really old man. You can tell when rain is coming. His knee hurts.
What's going on? But it's really good to have his MO out in the open, so everyone does know what he's trying to do. S.H.I.E.L.D., ATCU, everybody knows. And speaking of ATCU, we all don't like Daisy being...
Daisy needs to grow up. Daisy needs to grow up. First of all, Coulson needs to put her in her place. This is essentially a military organization, and she talks back to him like a spoiled child.
Yeah.
And Coulson needs to be like, you know what? You say yes, sir. You treat me like I'm your commanding officer.
At the same time, though, they keep saying, Coulson reinforces this over and over, that they're all friends. We're all a family. We're a family.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to have
She always came in like that. She was always kind of like,
and now he's
I don't
trying to
respect
be
authority,
boss man.
Yeah.
And now that he's boss man, it's like, I don't trust you. I thought we were friends. You're supposed to tell me everything. But as an audience perspective, we see that he knows what's going on, and he knows, he knows how much information to tell and how much information.
In that regard, though, he told Daisy that we are going to be working with them. Yet she's still so surprised that they're working with him. It's like, she's supposed to be really smart. She's the computer programmer hacker. Why can't she put it together that, yes, you're going to be working with these unsavory people?
Yeah, but I feel like she kind of started to understand and started to get the gist of it. Because, last episode, we're like, oh, great. We don't understand. We're trying to figure out, does he have his own, idea of how he's going to do it? And now, after he was, send those computers, give them that, see if they detected it. And she realized, oh, I guess I'm not in my place because you know more than me.
Which I thought was pretty clear. He clearly has a bigger picture idea that he's not sharing yet. But at the same time, I agree with what he was saying when he was explaining it to her, that, it did not work the other way. It's better that we know what they're doing and we work with them, even if we don't agree with them. and help change from the inside.
And even
like
though
I get that.
Yeah.
he may have hidden agendas.
Even though he clearly still has his own agenda.
I mean, come on.
Yeah,
Come on,
exactly.
guys.
No, you cannot ship Rosalind and
I'm
Coulson.
still, well, I'm totally shipping them.
I've
Rosalind and
said-
Coulson, I totally am.
I've said for many, many episodes that I love them on screen. Their chemistry together is just amazing. And it feels like they've known each other
They
for
do
so
feel
long.
like a couple that's like either been married for a long time or at least has been dating for a long time.
Yeah.
And they just kind of jumped into that. Even last week with the black Lola car, and my eyes are up here,
They
or
both
eyes
have
up here.
It was so funny, and they have a thing for classic cars.
I know. They're
finding their common
so
ground.
perfect for each other.
They're
But-
both running major secret,
but
crazy organizations.
I'm so glad that she's not the kind of person. She knows, like, they both know their stuff. She knows that he's hiding something, and she's like, how does Alicia, how do you know these people? She doesn't know about Alicia. He was keeping it secret, and so I thought that was really cool. It's like, you see her, do that sort of thing.
Yeah, clearly they don't know anything about the other Inhumans.
Yeah.
The ones that didn't change during the thing until now.
Well, what that scene though showed is she was in charge for a reason. She can put together things
smart.
really quickly.
Yeah.
And I think that is important to see in a character who's supposed to be this mysterious leader that we really don't know anything about. Rosalind, all we know is it's potentially her last name. So.
Yeah.
And I
she's a mystery.
love the actress Constance Zimmer, who plays her from a lot of other things like Entourage and whatnot. But she's also just crazy intelligent. Like, she has a lot of intelligence behind her eyes, so you believe her, too.
Yeah. And be sure you guys can chat with us on the YouTube and also hashtag us at AOSAS on Twitter, and we will be able to keep this conversation going. And
give you shout-outs.
And give you shout-outs
Because we're
and all
reading
that
those
stuff.
tweets.
But the next thing is that we finally got to see a little bit more of Gemma. And there's that, it's not a love triangle, but it's like that triangle aspect of them. And it's just like, there wasn't a lot of Fitz until towards the end. And it's, again, one of those audience perspective where it's like, oh my God, we know this is happening, but poor Fitz, like, how do we feel sorry for him? But I'm so excited that we're finally going to be able to see what happened to her. I was a little bit upset that I was like, what, is this the same button that we got last week where, hey, I need to go back? But then she kind of explained it a little bit more.
Slightly opens up. This, I actually liked the change that we had in Fitz this week, because he was clearly frustrated. He didn't know how to reach Gemma. The frustration was showing. He's gone through this crazy arc where he was desperate to man of action to the romantic, and now he's just frustrated. And he's all over the place because he doesn't know what to do. And, he finally is just like, I'm using this cup as an excuse to come to your door, but you're not kicking me out of here until we talk.
Yeah, and I'm glad that Bobby knocked Gemma in her head, like, you really need to talk to her, or him. And so, yeah, I'm like, I mean, what do you predict will probably
I love how
happen?
involved Bobby is now with them, just by being part of the lab now.
Yeah.
Like, using her brain instead
Even
of her brawn.
though she kind of wants to go save Hunter, but
Well,
I mean,
yeah.
well, that's whatever.
It was such a burn, too, by Fitz. It's just like, yeah, sucks when people keep stuff from you, doesn't it? Like,
Yeah, so I'm really
ouch.
excited to see where Gemma goes. I mean,
I'm excited to see what happened to her on that planet.
Yeah.
Next week's
Yeah.
episode is going to be
It's
probably something that I think everyone has been waiting for since that tag at the end of season 2.
yeah.
Right.
And it's like, what planet was she on? Was
Yeah.
Was it Kree? Was it the Titans? Was it something else Inhuman related?
Yeah.
I would love if the next episode is just all her
I
on
was
that
just
planet,
gonna
like
say
a
that.
solo, like one actress,
Like just
one character the
no
whole
other
time.
This
storylines
was
for
her,
Shield.
like
her
a
version
Mad
of The
Max.
Martian.
Yeah, just
exactly.
nothing else. It's Gemma on this planet.
Surviving.
All this different color, the color scheme of blue. This is like, this is all we get.
Monochromatic the whole way.
I mean, I hope like the majority of the episode is
I
her,
just would
because
love
I
it
feel
if
like
it-
we.
yeah.
We deserve it.
And
We deserve it.
Yeah.
We have earned it. We have put in the time, and we need some answers.
Yes.
We need
Both
some
her-
alien answers.
Elizabeth Henstridge, and Iain De
Caestecker.
Caestecker, thank you.
Yeah.
I was gonna stumble over it. Like both of their characters have gone through so much since season 1, like the craziest storylines.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's anything those two actors can't do. Like,
Yeah,
they
they're
kind of are
Now-
pretty amazing. I'm riveted by them.
Some of the comments I saw from last week that were addressing those two specifically was that they didn't like how the show gave them these monumental things to get over, and then after a few episodes, it just kind of went away. Like with Fitz,
they just don't deal with them.
They're in the field. His brain trauma, and for Gemma, her PTSD, they're like, it's going to go away.
They definitely need their time in the light.
You got to understand, in TV, you only can give something a few episodes before it gets old and the audience is bored of it.
Right, exactly.
So
it can't be a soap opera where it's going on for like 7 months.
Yes. They don't have 14 years to drag out that story.
And speaking of soap opera.
Oh, what?
We finally get some conversations with May and Andrew. And then,
calling it a conversation is generous.
That is generous. I was being very nice about it.
Yeah. It wasn't really even closure.
No. Like, my first instinct was like, I need to have the same balls as Agent May. So I know how to talk to people because she was awesome in that little span of seconds.
She tells it like it is.
She does.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the reason why she was back there was, of course, to try and get more help for the thing where I'm still recovering. Oh my gosh. I was like, there's not enough Ward in this episode. I don't know what's going on.
Okay.
But
really quick, about the Andrew thing. I'm going to cut to a comment here really quick because this theory that one of the people in the YouTube chat has ties into that. It's that Andrew is Lash. That's this theory. It's crazy.
I think that would be so amazing.
It's so cool. And the reason he left May is because that's when he went through Terrigenesis and he knew that A, he couldn't be around her, or B, that just whatever this was driving him to determine if people are worthy or not, just forced him to leave.
And that makes sense because he gets to psychoanalyze all these people, and he was creepily staring at Alicia like, hey.
I want to make sure I give credit for that. That was Sapdude44. I love this theory, and
it's fascinating.
It's different from the comic, but it is perfect. I love this, and awesome job.
And he never came in contact. Andrew never came in contact with what was his name? The guy that could send got the headaches with the.
Oh yeah, the guy Dwight. Dwight Fry.
Yeah.
Dwight Fry. Yeah.
I said Fryer.
I kept wanting to say Skye, and I'm like, no, it's not that. There's one other.
She's not even Skye, okay?
But, I know, right?
But just that whole Ward Hunter. I know you have an issue with Hunter.
I do.
What is it?
It's not necessarily with Hunter. It's with the way they've kind of boxed him into this situation, but already having announced a spinoff with him. So there's no.
There's still that gray area as if the spinoff is still going.
That's true,
because it was canceled and now it's back. So it's like.
At the same time, it's like I really don't feel any tension in this moment if I'm assuming there's a spinoff. Now, if they were playing that up and then kill him. Mind blown. I'm
seriously.
I think
it's all been a colossal trick.
They were just trolling me the entire season. Oh yeah, we're gonna have a spinoff. Boom.
Just kidding.
What?
I kind of expected, and I mean, but as you mentioned earlier, the TV thing it can only go for so long, so many episodes. I expected at least probably one more episode before Ward came face to face with Hunter.
Right.
But. This was totally worth it.
So fast.
Yeah, it was like, oh hey, he gave me some weapons. Oh hey. But like the second, like his back was turned, he was like, oh, so here's a new. I was like,
you know what? I appreciate this though because they could have like drug that out for the entire season and they just got to it, which is great.
Yeah, which has been a recurring thing with the season is that they're just getting straight to things, which is amazing.
I even noticed them doing that second season where they were just like, we're not going to waste a lot of time with this. We're going to get a lot out in the open right away.
They're respecting the audience.
Unlike the first season, which was the opposite of that.
Yes.
Which that's what the Hunter thing reminds me of, is where it's like almost like they're stalling the story and there's no thing because they were like waiting for something there's a spin-off with this. First season Winter Soldier had to come out before they could actually tell a story apparently.
Yeah, and so it doesn't look like they're wasting any time to try and connect us with Civil War, which is out next May. And so it's like
Marvel said there's no plans for anybody in the TV universe to be in the movies. Like any of the characters they're introducing, it's like, well, they got the rights to introduce these people because they don't have any plans to use them in the movie.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering how they're going to do that with all the Inhumans.
The easy answer is it'll be a rift between S.H.I.E.L.D. and ATCU. Something will happen, or it'll be those two spawn off together, or it'll be S.H.I.E.L.D. and ATCU versus the New Warriors.
Yeah, that's right.
There are so many ways they could play it.
Yeah.
You know, it just depends on what green light they actually get, and what they're allowed to do.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And then, well, speaking, you said warriors, so I'm like,
Yes, I did.
there's like no one apparently knows where anyone is. Like the original Inhumans, they just know where all the cocooning ones are coming from.
Yeah, that was that opening thing. We had
Yeah.
Alicia, who was the
Original
Inhuman multiple
Multiple
you know,
person.
clone
multiple
herself.
personality.
Yeah, but they're just hanging out, you know, living their lives.
Yeah.
Emailing, apparently.
Which Rosalind picked up on right away.
Yeah.
She's like, there's no cocoon here. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
They're living like normal people.
So it's like, when is she
Except
going to be
private
able
normal
to
people.
get, you know, to know where these secret warriors are? It's gonna that I'm interested to know how they're gonna eventually figure out how to find cocooning Inhumans.
I think that's what we'll get later on.
That it do.
Yeah, I
Well-
wonder how soon though. And if that's going to be spin-off only or something.
Well, we will be right back with your fan questions. I hope you've been chatting it up because we have so much to say. Or so little. Who knows? Stay tuned.
Just in case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live, this is for you.
I love it. That was freaking loud.
Oh my God.
I didn't see any of this coming. Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah?
I was like,
How did you get here? No.
Like, kill him. Kill him. Definitely kill him. We're cool. Shade. Shade left and right, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies, let's put your 2 cents in.
Rubbed me the wrong way in the right way.
But you were like, well, we want to know what's going to happen.
That was cute.
We just want to say we love you all. Thank you so much for your support. You are all seriously the best in the world. and we
Another
appreciate
beautiful
you so
summer
much.
at the stream.tv, y'all.
Here we go, guys.
Thank you for being here. Peace out.
Bye, guys.
Hey guys, welcome back, and we are going to jump right into your YouTube chat because you guys had a question that we would like to help and try and answer.
So, Claire, you were confused about why Lash didn't actually kill Daisy, and this, presumably based on the MO he said and what we know from the comics, he's killing the unworthy and allowing the worthy to live, and they would be, presumably he would gather them to be part of his tribe. Again, a lot of that is just pulled out of the comics. So the reason is Daisy is worthy.
Daisy is worthy.
Daisy is worthy. You both screamed it at the
Elevator
same
is not
time.
worthy though.
So
So let's jump into 2. We could probably have time for like 1 Twitter question. Pick
Oh,
your
okay.
favorite.
Well, then I would like to go with Felipe Percha, at Felipe Percha. He writes, do you think Bobby will be back in the field next episode? And I don't think she will yet, based on the injuries she was talking about earlier.
I disagree.
And how useful she's been. Although she wants to go after Hunter.
She's going to go on her own. She's not going to go out sanctioned by Coulson. She's going to take off.
With her knee brace.
Yeah, she's just tired of it, and the fact that Coulson didn't tell her, she's had
Yeah,
enough.
you
she's,
saw it on
she's
her
won out.
face. I agree with that,
Yeah,
actually.
so
Yeah.
she will be in the field in one way or another. Whether Coulson has sent her or not, that is what's in question.
Hopefully not next episode because
Not
I want to
next-
see Gemma.
Oh, that's
Next episode is going to
I
be
need
all
to see some
Gemma all
Gemma.
the time.
And then we also have a blog question or statement, I guess you could say, which connects to next week's episode, which is there's a link between Simmons' planet and Lash's tragic backstory in relation to the link to the forces where they open up and team up next week. Open up on the team next week.
It's an interesting theory. I don't think there's a connection there. I think he's not really making portals. He's just melting a giant hole. And I don't think he's sending people to that planet or anything like that.
It's just his escape route. That's how he say, I need a hole here.
Pretty much.
Yeah, and I guess we'll find out hopefully next week. Well, that is it for this Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. after show here on the stream.tv. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and also don't forget to tweet using the hashtag AOSAS, and also keep the conversations going on YouTube. We are very, very frequent on answering back, and we love the conversations that you guys are having. So until next time, we will see you guys. Bye.
See ya.
For more Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. after show,
Be sure to hit that subscribe button and
Subscribe to the stream.tv.